Hey, back in the stream center here. We want to be sure that we have everything all worked up if to get Ryan's broadcast on with you, but we're going to stay right here, and we can do all we need to do right here. Uh, so, as we watch here in a moment, I'm going to show you that first of all, we have a tornado warning for Bledsoe, Marion, and Sequatchie, parts of those counties anyway. It's Sequatchie County, South Central Bledsoe, and Northeastern Marion County in East Tennessee. Tornado warning. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Grootley Lager or 8 miles west of Dunlap, moving east at 55 miles per hour. And I would like to be able to see this a little bit easier. All right. I need to see your comments too. Why am I not seeing? Oh, here we go. Now I'm seeing your comments again. Jada, it's an honor. Always. So let me get back to radar. Let's carry us through here and see what's going on in our latest look. We're in the newsroom, but this is the stream center that we call this. We have warnings that have just come up all over. We have seen another one issued here. Let me click on that. This severe thunderstorm warning was issued just a few minutes ago. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Bradley County and Hamilton County. And again, I think these storms are getting into the responsibility of Morristown, Tennessee's Weather Service. And my feeling is that we're getting into a position where they just feel like as these storms are entering the picture here and entering these counties, they're going to go ahead and issue the warnings and get them out front. Which I can't really blame them. I think that's probably the best idea at this point. But who am I to say, what the Weather Service should do? They have done an outstanding job all night, as they always do. And what would we do without them would be difficult to do. So, man, it is really difficult to it's really difficult to decipher all of these warnings. I know what David and Ryan were going through when they were doing their streams overnight. So let's take a look at the tornado alerts again. This is going to include watches and warnings. And I'm just looking to see if this has all of them up there. And it looks like we just have that one. Maybe. Yeah, there's a watch and a warning there. So in this red polygon here is where the warning is. It's kind of hard to see where it ends, but it's just beyond this yellow. The yellow is the watch that was issued. That's in effect until 10 o'clock Central. This tornado warning is in effect until the top of the hour, so another 20 minutes. I'm going to keep a close eye on that particular data And then we're going to go back to radar here and kind of track that particular storm. Ooh, that's a lot of warnings. A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. So let me find our tornado warning. That's not it. It's very hard to click on some of these because they're so clustered together. Hamilton, Marion, Sequatchie. This was issued earlier. That doesn't have much longer to go. Top of the hour, I think we were just talked about that. Let's see. So we had, let me take the radar off of here just for a second so I can see a little easier where the boxes are. Just quite difficult. I'm not really sure. Pretty sure I see it. It's just a matter of getting the information up. Just keeps giving me that warning. Anyway. We'll go back, get the radar back up on the screen here. And so what, none of this really looks all that, I guess you might say, terribly different than, one storm to another. And if anything, it seems like the lightning is decreasing some. That's how I kind of initially can tell if a storm is strengthening or not. But within this red polygon that I'm seeing here is the tornado warning, right where all of this lightning is. Let me just point it out right through here. And so when you get in closer to that, we have DOS, we have not a lot of communities here to be labeled. And so what I can tell you is that line of storms extends all the way from Bledsoe County, not the tornado warning necessarily, but the squall line does continue to have considerable lightning with it as it comes to the stop there. And so those of you now in Hamilton County, Western Hamilton County, back towards Sequatchie, Southern Bledsoe, Northern Marion are in some of the very heaviest rain and probably the loudest part of the storms as they continue to come through. And remember, we have still that one tornado warning. So let me read you about that. Let's see here. Let me go back. Thunderstorm warning. Before we do that, let me back off of this a second, because there's been also, we have that Jackson County warning. And it looks like we have another one here. Hold on a second. Let me light this up. Here it is. So this one kind of just came in not too many minutes, just a minute ago. Severe thunderstorm warning for Catoosa County in northwest Georgia, Whitfield County in northwest Georgia, Walker County, northwest Georgia, and Dade County in northwest Georgia. Now, these counties are the responsibility of Atlanta or Peachtree's Weather Service office. So they have done it a little differently. And that's why it was kind of hard to see a little bit, because they have just lined them up for the whole county. They haven't been quite as specific because of the way the line is going to be moving through there. Now, it's not quite there yet, but it's getting closer. See, this line right here will be dropping into Georgia here very shortly. We still have the warning out for Jackson County and 541. This is actually a little bit of an update here. Severe thunderstorm was located near Skyline or 15 miles north of Scottsboro, moving east at, let me try that again, moving east-southeast at 45 miles per hour. And this is in effect for northern Jackson County in northeastern Alabama. Okay. We have considerable, and I would call it dangerous lightning that's going on again. This is our second time now in the last, say, about 8 hours or so. During this 8-hour stretch, we have had considerable lightning and dangerous lightning when this happens. Let me double check here. We have flash flood warning for Grundy County now until 7 a.m. Central Time. And it looks like they've updated the tornado watch to probably is including the rest of the Tennessee counties and in the western North Carolina. I don't have the map yet. But that is a tornado watch, which probably could have been issued earlier. But I think they were just kind of what the Storm Prediction Center in Oklahoma is the ones that issue all the watches. The warnings are issued by the local weather service offices. So we're going to pick up the tornado alerts here again. And here's the watch now that has been updated. Doesn't include every one of our counties, but let's just, I'll make it's for most of them. So that includes Western North Carolina, North Georgia, Northeast Alabama, and most of the Tennessee counties, although now earlier we had counties like Sequatchie and I believe perhaps Bledsoe, but Bledsoe, Meigs, Ray, and Cumberland, McMinn, not in the watch. But I'm going to just give you a little something that I learned a long time ago, and even from the Weather Service folks. When if a watch is issued in or near your area, you should more or less just take it as the watch is in effect for you as well. So the counties that are on the edge of this, are just as much at risk probably. I guess they could make a case that it's a little less risky. And we are seeing that line of storms moving away. From, they're passing through some of these counties now, and that may be why they are kind of planning. Now, this watch is in effect, let's see, Marion and Sequatchie until 11, Bradley, Cherokee, Hamilton, Polk until 1, another one till, see, there's two different watches going on here. The one they issued earlier is still in effect, but they just added some counties. And the ones they've added are the eastern Tennessee counties, most of them, and the rest of the Georgia counties. And those counties are in effect until 1 o'clock Eastern time. So that's what you're seeing here. I don't see. There it is. I think I see it. Maybe I don't. It could be that tornado warning has been lifted, because I thought it was going until the top of the hour, but I may have got the time wrong on that. Let me just go back and see what we have here. Let's see. Flash flood. We have much. Here's the problem also. We've had excessive rain overnight in some places. Now we're getting into more rain. That's going to recreate some flash flooding, and not just recreate, it's going to reform. So flash flooding is going to be an issue. We're getting some thunder right now here at the television station. These storms are really moving fast. They're going to be through here in a very fast amount of time. And then once they move through, our chances for severe weather for the rest of the morning, I feel like, will be much diminished. Not only that, I would imagine that the watches, even the ones they just issued, because of the speed of these storms and as they come through and then get past us, those watches will likely be dropped before the expiration time. But you also have to understand that the watch, we're having a little flash of electricity here. So in case we lose you, normally we have that as a backup. We are backed up for that, but just in case, we'll get you back up and running here. Get me back and running. So what you're seeing now is the loop of radar. I'm going to make this for the last hour. And I'm going to make this work a little bit slower for us. So let's just look at the last hour. Temperatures, by the way, are in the mostly in the 60s, although the rain that hasn't got to northeast Alabama yet, it's warmer. I don't know if they have corrected that Scottsboro sensor or not yet. It looks a little better today, but I'm not sure 79 isn't too warm. Raining hard now at the station. We just started to receive that. You'll probably hear some thunder. Sound effects are in effect, so to speak. Let me just get back in here. And there we go. So again, this will just be the last hour. And we can make that go a little bit slower. That might be a little more easy on the eyes. I do not see the tornado warning in effect any longer. That was up. We're having a lot of power hits here. It doesn't affect all of our outlets, but I just want to kind of give you a heads up in case our stream goes away. As soon as we get that corrected, we will come back to the stream, okay? Because we have the lightning is considerable, and I'm sure is playing havoc with many folks in our area. Interesting to me, and I'm just kind of glancing at this. The lightning data is kind of running a little bit behind the rain data because the rain is moving so fast. but not by very much. But if we get in closer here, what you're seeing are the severe thunderstorm warnings in the polygons and the dark polygons. And it seems like that we also have a couple different colors for severe thunderstorm warnings, which I'm can't explain. That looks like operator error. Severe thunderstorm warning, this one until just a few more minutes. You're going to notice that these warnings are not lasting very long for any one particular county. And that is because they're moving 55, 50 miles per hour. And so they get in and then they stay just for a short time, and then they're moving out very quickly. Very heavy rain going on here, which I'm sure has been going on to obviously to the northwest as well. The lightning is still prominent. And especially up towards Soddy Daisy, from between Sale Creek and Chattanooga, considerable lightning. That has to be very loud and very constant. Just hang on there for a little bit. It'll be through pretty quick. Let's see what else we got here. If we have any new. See, what's happening now is the flash flood warnings that had been expired are coming back again. Flash flood warning for Murray County until 8:15 Eastern. Flash flood warning for Grundy County until 7 o'clock Central. And I think those two are the ones. I think we're caught up on all the warnings and so the point is here is if you are for this, we're still quite a bit of time before the peak of the morning commute, but need you to take it very, very easy and perhaps wait just a little bit before you leave if it's raining very hard or when you have a lot of lightning, because that's going to move through pretty quick, and then you would have a much safer drive. Ooh. So lots of comments here, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to take a look at some of these, but boy, I appreciate all your comments. There was not a tornado warning for Bradley County. Severe thunderstorm warning. Hail in Evansville. Pikeville's improving. If you see a purple color, it's usually hail. We got no false alarms. We had a severe thunderstorm warning that should be up. Looks like it did come off the screen here, or is about to, but parts, we have really had two warnings. Looks like one is still up there. Let me just double check the time on that. That's in effect till 6:30. That was issued about a half hour ago, so that's kind of had some age to it. And let me just double check the end time. Yeah, until 6:30 Eastern. Severe thunderstorms were located from near Dunlap to near Whitwell to 9 miles west of South Pittsburgh, moving east at 50. Now, that has moved a little bit since then because that warning was from about 30 minutes ago. It's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, friends. One of these functions put this up full screen. I was just looking for that. That isn't it. That isn't it. That isn't it. That isn't it. And that is a full screen, but it's not the right way. Okay, so we'll stick with this. Let me take this off the screen here. I haven't seen anything more. Let's see here if there's anything else. The last warning we had was for that flash flood warning for Murray County in Georgia. No other warnings at this point. What that is telling me, why, thank you very much. Yes. They worry about me here. They worry about the old guy. Now, as far as what I was going to say is, and I see an update or a new warning here for Northeast Alabama. Let's see if that's a new warning. The way it's acting. So yes, severe thunderstorm warning. This is an update. Remains in effect until 30 minutes past the hour for Northeast Jackson County. Near Stevenson was the storm, 13 miles northeast of Scottsboro, moving east-southeast at just 25 miles per hour. That's the slowest speed I've seen. That's considerably slower. Let me emphasize that we do not have any tornado warnings at this point. What I was going to say is that because the way that they have set up the warnings here, let me see what this is here. I see something up here. I thought. So this was issued just at the 3 minutes after, just issued. Severe thunderstorm warning this is an update, remains in effect until 6:30 for southeastern Ray, northern Bradley, Meigs, McMinn, and northeast Hamilton. And the most recent update, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 miles west of Sweetwater to 8 miles south of Decatur to near Cleveland, moving east at 45 miles per hour. So the biggest hazard here is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. It is radar indicated. Just kind of searching the board here a little bit. Severe, this is an update. I may have already read this. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:30 for southern Bradley and southeast Hamilton County. So they're still following the line along pretty well, the Weather Service folks are. and for good reason. So this entire line here out ahead of it is where the warnings are. Once you get past this, behind it is just light rain, maybe a little moderate rain, but it is not going to include any warnings with that. And so that is kind of how things stand right now as far as that's concerned. Good Morning Chattanooga is on the air on News Channel 9 right now, and Ryan is also giving weather updates constantly, and so you may want to join him as well as far as getting updates there as well. We try to get every platform covered the best we can. And we have, let's see what we got here. So this severe thunderstorm remains in effect until 6:30. We already mentioned that. And we're going to go back up into the tornado alerts and make sure we've got everything going on here. Because I'm thinking I saw a comment about that there might have been a tornado warning, but there are no other tornado warnings. It's a tornado watch. Carly, you do have a lot going on there. And whether you send your children to school in Cleveland is really not for me to say. But I think that the worst of this is going to move through pretty much, before school would even start, is my thought. There might be some rain left over. Yeah, it's a watch, not a warning. I'm going to read this. Power out in part of Saudi Daisy. Just want to make your coffee, Carrie. I understand. Now, that was at the top of the hour. Hopefully you got it back. Power out Highway 58. I'm sure we're going to have some of that. We're going to have power outages going on. I know where Gad Road is in Hickson, and they have some power outages there. Chattooga. Let me get you back into the radar issue. Still a good deal of rain to go, but I can't. Let me just try to give you a little tour here of where the strongest storms are. Just about moving through Athens now, down to Calhoun. Here's Hopewell, getting into that very excessive lightning. Also Cleveland, Snow Hill, Ooltewah, and then that's kind of where that particular area of showers and storms, that line ends. And if we get in a little bit closer, we get what it gives us a few more cities and townships and that kind of thing. And again, you see Athens and Riceville and Calhoun, Tennessee, down to Charleston. Before we go any far, the Bradley County right now in some very intense lightning right around Cleveland as well. And then moving to the southwest, we continue to see Ooltewah, East Brainerd, Ringgold, all in some of the heavier rain, but not as much lightning strikes. And then that's where that particular line ends. But there, it does extend a little farther back to the southwest then. And so then you have places like Bridgeport, Stevenson, Scottsboro, and those areas there. Hello. Hello, Daniel.
Good morning, Chattanooga.
Dan Lear, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you mind if I say something real quick?
No,
just
please
a quick
do.
Traffic report. I drove in here from the Riverview area, up Hickson Pike to Access Road to DuPont Parkway to Amnicola. And I would say if you can avoid getting on the roads right now, you should. I saw a tree down about the 1200 block of Hickson Pike and another tree down near Stewart Heights Baptist Church, which is on the north side of the S-curves. And crews are not quite there yet. And I would say you want to either allow yourself some extra time, or if you can help it, stay home, stay away from driving as long as you can at this moment.
Yes. We have a lot of flash flooding going on.
Yes. Lots of standing water. I had to stay in the left-hand lane. It's not a good time to be out. Stay in if you can.
All right.
And can I help you in any way? I'm going to go look and see what we got going
right
on
now
in terms of power outages and roads closed.
Okay.
So I'll give you an update here.
All right. That would be great. Thank you. That's Dan Lear. He is our web manager, so to speak.
I've been Bill Race's assistant for 30 years.
Yes. Well, that's true. I don't know about assistant, but I'm not sure who's assisting who.
Where are those warnings out?
Well, let's see. We got warnings for. It's kind of changing right now. At the bottom of it's at the bottom of the hour yet. Here, I can tell you. So we still got.
It looks like there's one for Bradley.
Yeah, there is. I was just going to say. This is not a tornado warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's in effect. That's the last warning that was just issued, and it's for a lot of counties. It's Cherokee County in North Carolina, Bradley County, Polk, McMinn, Monroe. So in our area, normally we would mention Cherokee, Bradley, Polk, McMinn. That's in effect till 7:15. So about an hour.
I'll get there.
Just taking care of a little kitchen work here. All right, let me catch up here a little bit. This is the severe thunderstorm warning that I was just mentioning. And that was issued, it's just issued 16 minutes after the hour. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:30. It's an update. It's not a new warning. And so now it is for southern Bradley and southeastern Hamilton counties. Severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Benton to near Wildwood Lake to 6 miles east of Cohutta, moving east at a very swift 65 miles per hour.
Got a power update if we want to get the EPB outage map.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to? Can I?
Would you like to do it on here?
That's what I'm saying. Is am I able to get that on the screen?
I would think. I'm not sure.
No, I can.
That.
Are you okay if I take this off?
Yes,
All right.
of course.
So according to EPB's outage map, folks, we're looking at about, in the EPB coverage area, we're looking at about 17,000 customers right now without power. Oops.
I don't think it likes it that much. Just minimize that.
I gotcha.
Maybe that'll help you.
There we go.
I'm not sure, though, that I'm in the right source there.
No, you're all right. So then we want to call this up. Look at that.
It's a lot.
So can I share?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What's that? That one? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if your power is out, you are definitely not alone. And there is a special message on that outage map that says EPB is working to, look at that now. So it says there's 700, let's say close to 750 incidents.
Which add up.
Right. So look at all those. That's a very busy map right there.
Yeah.
So
is this the right amount of customers? Or do we add something?
No, I'd say add these numbers up there on the left, and it's about 17,000 customers. So crews are busy this morning. So give them some appreciation and patience.
So that's about 750 incidents.
So we want to go back to this. Whoops, no. Let's take that off. There we go.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
More updates as I get them.
More as they arrive. There was some question about whether or not we had a tornado warning. There were no tornado warnings. It's very hard for me to see those. Let me go back up here. Maybe this would help us out a little bit. And we can double check that with you. Yeah, we've had a few instances of tornado warnings being mentioned, but more than likely that was that tornado watch that was issued just recently, and that covered up the rest of the Tennessee counties. That might have been what you saw. And so a watch is different than a warning. A watch is more in the future, like in the next 6 hours, we have this potential, while a warning is going on right now. just kind of like I'm gonna let you have a look at this radar imagery where you see the the lightning strikes. That's what those are. The white lightning strikes. That's a bunch of lightning. I mean, that is, and that's not very scientific language, but that is certainly an extensive amount of lightning going over areas that are within some of these some of the warnings that have been issued. But like Cleveland, you're in a very dense bit of lightning, as is Ocoee getting into that, Wildwood Lake, those in Polk and in Hamilton County. And let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention there. That's pretty much what we've been seeing.
This just in.
Yes, Dan.
Schools in Murray County, Georgia are on a 2-hour delay. Just announced 2-hour delay in Murray County, Georgia. And you can see our full list of closings and delays, which include Hamilton County, at newschannel9.com.
Hamilton County. Hamilton County is included.
Correct. Yes, that's right.
All right.
Newschannel9.com's got our list of closings if you want to check them out.
All right. You know, I did want to mention, because I know this weekend, really the next couple weekends, we got graduations and things like that. The weather is going to be improving considerably after this moves through today. It's going to be cooler, but it's going to be much calmer. And I think that's going to last for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in case you had those plans. And congratulations to all the graduates. We're going back to the tornado alert map here and just see if there is a tornado warning for parts of Bradley County. And it just came off the map. So it was there briefly. Then it was very tiny, that warning, and it has now been lifted. It is no longer in effect. So what we have as far as tornado language is concerned are tornado watches and I think that we might be missing a few counties here. Not sure about that. I'm just wanting to see something here, friends. You could just bear with me.
Do you have access? Do you have access to Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter?
So it looks like that the watch areas have been excluded now for areas west of McMinn, Bradley, down to Catoosa, Walker. Now Walker and Catoosa and Jackson, well, at least, yeah, in Jackson. And then over in the eastern parts of Tennessee counties are where the watch is. And it's kind of following that front. See, that's not going to last very long, that watch, because this front's going to take off in the next hour and a half to the east, and then that'll be it. So excuse me for that. I indulging me in that for a moment because I wanted to clear that up. All right. Meanwhile, still got this we got several warnings still going on. I haven't talked about the Jackson County warning in a little while here, so let's just get an update on that. That's in effect until 5:45 Central Time. So we still got a little time, still about 18 minutes on that. This was the one that was located near Piga or 14 miles south of Bridgeport, but that was back at 19 minutes past the hour. So that was just about 8 minutes ago. And it's moving southeast at 30 miles per hour.
The National Weather Service tornado Twitter page. They post like every 5 minutes about something.
I was just hearing something in the newsroom that I'm going to double check on here. Let's see here. Severe thunderstorm warning for Bannon County and others. And in that case, it's a cover. That's a busy screen, isn't it? So this was issued about 10 minutes ago. The National Weather Service in Peachtree City issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Gilmer in north central Georgia, Murray County in northwest Georgia, northwestern Union County in north central Georgia, and Bannon County in north central. That's in effect till the top of the hour. I must say I'm a little I wanted to check something here. Double check something. I still don't see any tornado warnings in effect. Tornado watch, I see that. Tornado warning, I see none reported. And I don't see any up on the board here. Some very gusty winds with this, perhaps even some hail. And I can just give you, remember earlier we had the area of heaviest rain that was right in the middle of Athens and McMinn County. Now that has moved eastward and it's still in McMinn County. And then you get into the more dense lightning. It's still going on in Cleveland and also Ocoee in Polk County. And then that comes on down and kind of diminishes after it gets down into Georgia. But this does sweep back farther into northeast Alabama, where they still have that strong storm that's got that warning issued for it. I try to find, what I would consider the first priority on radar, meaning that what looks the most severe. And in this case, it seems like with all this lightning going on, I just want the folks in Cleveland, Ocoee, and down towards Crandall in Georgia to realize that they are in the middle of all that. And it has passed through just about Wildwood Lake area. There's Cisco right in the middle of some very dangerous lightning strikes. And Crandall about to get into the heaviest rain and some lightning as well. Now behind that, you see there isn't any lightning. It's all light to moderate rain, and things will improve considerably for those of you getting behind this particular front. And I see an update or a new warning. So let's see what it is. That was the one we just mentioned. It seems like at 27 after severe thunderstorm warning remain in effect until 6:45 for southern Catoosa, Whitfield, Walker, and southwest Dade counties. So a lot of North Georgia right now under a warning, severe thunderstorm warnings. So there's the overall. Ellie, I see your comment. And I have looked at all the messages I get, and I just haven't seen anything about a tornado warning. I understand what you're saying. But even if there was a warning there in Hamilton County, it wouldn't be any longer because that has all moved to the east. But I appreciate you having me check that, because it certainly is something that with all the messages that come in, it could be easily, could be missed. Not so much easily missed, but could be missed. We're getting some school closings. And if you go to our website, you can get a list of those. I would mention what they are, but I'm not certain, and I don't want to give any wrong information. I might be able to go to our website, though, and tell you. What you got?
This just in.
Yes.
Whitfield County, Georgia schools are closed. Just announced, Whitfield County schools are closed.
All right. So
it's okay.
I was just wondering, can you give us a little rundown on what are closed?
Yeah, sure. Do you mind if I come over here and share with you?
No, I don't mind at all. I would absolutely love you to do that.
I love you, Bill.
Why, thank you. It's a
Bill
love fest
Race
here.
is doing a great job of keeping us safe. I hope you all appreciate that, because he definitely is. Let me see here. Let's go to our website, and we're going to go to our closings page. Quite a bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's
not a lot of necessarily closings, but a lot of changes.
Of delays.
Yeah.
Yep. Can we share? Yep.
I think so.
There we go.
There it is.
Let's get that bigger.
Yeah, because I got to be able to read it, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can go through that with them.
Well, I mean,
or if you'd like to.
I mean, if you'll see, it's Bledsoe, Bradley, Catoosa, CGLA, and Chattanooga Prep.
Mm-hmm. These are all delayed 2 hours.
All delayed 2 hours. Chickamauga, Cleveland City, Dade County, Dayton City. I'm talking here because I'm going to give you a break for your voice. That's
no,
why I'm
I'm absolutely fine with that.
Grundy County, Hamilton County delayed 2 hours. Now, Hickson First Baptist Child Development Center is delayed an hour, opening at 8. Marion County delayed 3 hours. Meigs County Schools delayed 2 hours. As you can see, Murray County Schools, it says delayed 2 hours. Murray County has now closed. That has been updated. Closed for the day in Murray County. Polk County delayed 2 hours. Ray County closed. Sequatchie County delayed 2 hours. Walker County, and then Whitfield County, we just got in, closed today. So that is, and you can look at that list. I know I went through some things fast because they were a little bit smaller, like the Rossville Senior Center, etc. But you can go to newschannel9.com to check out.
Can you show us
list.
where the link is?
Sure.
That would be nice.
Be happy to, sir.
That'd
So
be great.
let's go to newschannel9.com.
I usually don't get this much time from Dan because he's busy. He's a busy man.
Oh, I always have time for you, sir.
Uh-huh.
Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so we're on the main page of newschannel9.com. You can also download the newschannel9.com app, and I think I need to get back in and turn that alert back on because it's not there. But in the main picture, the main story right here is school closings delays. So you could check the full list, very top of our page. Download the News Channel 9 app. Download the Storm Track 9 app. I'd strongly suggest that for everybody. Download the Storm Track 9 app, and you can track this radar that Bill is tracking right on your location. So anyway,
yep, that's right.
That's it for me for now. I'm going to take a look at roads here and be back in a few minutes.
All right, that'd be great. Thank you for the help.
Yep, and there we go.
All right, thank you. It's also nice that Dan puts me back into the right position. So because as far as where the maps were on the screen here, again, we are still seeing considerable lightning. We still have, that's going to still be a big issue here for these areas. Let me stop this for a second. And maybe I can show you that in this area here, not a good artist, but there are the lightning strikes going on. And again, when we're talking about those lightning strikes and lightning cloud to cloud and cloud to ground, it's covering up even some of our, there's Coe is under this. We have Calhoun getting out of that in Athens as well. But Turtletown, you're in line for that here in the next few minutes. Tellico Plains as well. And even down towards Blue Ridge, also that possibility. So we'll erase this. And the good news is I haven't seen any new warnings come out. We have this one warning I know is still active. So I'm going to go over that. This is in effect until 7:15. So we still got 35 minutes left on that, if my math is right. A severe thunderstorm warning. It remains in effect until 7:15 a.m. Eastern Time for Cherokee, Polk, Southeast McMinn, and Southern Monroe counties. And when the update was given, which was about 7 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm was located. Our severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Etowah to 9 miles east of Benton to 7 miles northwest of Ducktown, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Shannon, we will definitely check on that. Ooltewah is, yes, as far as the real stormy weather, you'll still have some rain. There could be a little thunder, but the severe threat has ended there. And as we mentioned, and Hope reminds us that Whitfield County schools are closed.
Smaller trees. It's only about a foot out.
We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Chattooga County. But that's not all. Dade, Walker, Whitfield, all in part of this. Now, this has been out for about 10 minutes. A severe thunderstorm warning, and this is an older warning because it remains in effect until 6:45 for southern Catoosa, Whitfield, Walker, and southwest Dade. And I kind of remember reading that earlier. Thought maybe I'd missed that. Might have. I do see now the tornado warning for Bradley County until, well, just for a few more minutes here. So somebody had mentioned that, and I just couldn't find it. But it is in there. It was buried in there. And I apologize for that. I remember just seeing that one small one there, but it looks to me like that might have been lifted. Yeah, Southern Bradley County, you're right, and Jonathan, and that was until 6:45, which is just about done. But looking at the map here now and searching there, it looks like it might have been lifted because the severe weather really has moved east to Bradley County now, or at least the strongest storm. You can see the lightning has really calmed down as far as Bradley County. Just a few minutes ago, it was all over the place. So now we have lightning in Polk County and also down into North Georgia, into Fannin County, and back towards Murray County, northern Murray County, with some severe lightning. And I see a tweet here that I want to read to you. This is from the Chattanooga Fire Department. And Chattanooga Fire Department is responding to multiple weather-related calls early Thursday morning following strong storms. This includes wires down across the city and county, and please be aware, never touch a downed or dangling wire or anything in contact with it. Always assume a downline is still energized. That's going to be something that's going to take a little while to get all cleaned up. I mean, we're going to have some wires down. We have power outages. A lot of that is because power lines probably are down. There's numerous reasons for that. But please be very careful this morning because we want you to be safe. Yes, and I see a lot of comments about the Bradley County tornado warning that is now expired, but it was indeed on there. I just didn't see it. It is not going to storm all day. In fact, this afternoon we may see some sun. A tornado in Old Fort. This is coming from Jessica. We have not heard that. Wow, Catherine, you had power out for a while. I think Gray County's clear of thunderstorms now. You know, I was thinking about what happens in these situations, and I just saw a comment about it that sometimes when you're, yes,
Wait, keep talking. I'm gonna get
I was just going to say that a lot of times you will be um, getting, you know, you get a warning, and then all of a sudden, you know, and you're getting ready and you're scrambling to get to your safe place. And then by the time you get there, they've maybe already lifted the warning early. You know, that just happens sometimes because the radar can suddenly see something and then just as quickly can diminish. So, but you do the right thing by heading to your safe place when the warnings come out.
When?
Oh, yes.
This just in.
I did read that.
You read it already?
I did read that,
Got
but
it.
you can.
I was going to just say, folks, this is Dan Lear, by the way.
Hello, Dan.
CFD responding to multiple weather-related calls, as Bill read. The 911 page on Hamilton County is very, very busy. We do not have a current list of closed roads, but as you can see in this tweet, there are multiple weather-related calls, wires down across the city and county. So if you can stay home, stay off the roads, you should. Back to you, Bill.
All right. Thank you. And we are, yes, I mean, and that's a very dangerous situation. You know, you really do have to take that seriously. If you see down wires, you know, you don't want to be driving through that and over them. You know, you might think you're going to be safe by doing that, but you don't know if they're energized or not. And it is a problem. I don't think there's going to be any more storms following this. It looks like we're going to, the way I see it anyway, that we're going to be more so in the light rain, light to moderate rain. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. And someone was saying that they thought they had saw another line perhaps coming through. There are some very strong storms northern Alabama, but let's just see how those are moving. Yeah, we'll see how they're moving in just a second here. So if you're watching that, it is moving west to east, but also some southerly movement. So it is something that may clip maybe some of our southern counties, but I don't expect it in the northern counties. And we'll just have to, we'll watch that. It does extend way back there into northern Mississippi. But again, a lot of the movement is to the southeast. There's still a lot of talk about the Bradley County tornado warning. There was one. And it was up for just a small amount of time, but it was something that kind of just got through me. I didn't see it. And we get a lot of messages, and it was very small. It was a very small cell, but no excuse. I just missed it when it came across, and I apologize for that. When there's this many storms, there's just a lot of data coming in at one time. And again, I'm not making any excuses or anything. I mean, that's my job to decipher the data. But a lot of folks have been asking about what happens after this line of storms comes through. And so let me just kind of give you an idea about that. And see, behind it is, and again, yes, I understand that there are some storms here in North Alabama, but they are kind of moving south. But it isn't impossible, like DeKalb County right now, still getting some of that. But behind this, in Tennessee anyway, and to the northwest, where we generally would look for the next weather maker, we still got thunder going on here in Chattanooga. This is not severe. There's still rain, but it isn't necessarily severe. So, I think that the watches, we'll know a lot more once it passes, if they disable the watches, if they take those off the screen. And I'm talking about the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service, whether or not they keep that watch up. Because one's in effect until 11 and another was in effect until 1 Eastern time. Let me just let's take a look at that. Then I want to show you future track, and we can kind of see how that is what it's showing us. So here is our map of tornado alerts. And this is where the watches are in effect, in the yellow. And it's still in effect officially for let's see here, Bradley, Polk, Cherokee, all of the North Georgia counties, and still, because those storms haven't got out of DeKalb County yet, we still have the watch out for Jackson and DeKalb County. But I suspect we're going to see these erode and be dropped to maybe a little bit at a time as that front continues to move to the southeast, or the line of storms anyway. I have not heard about anything about Old Fort Tennessee. That doesn't mean that there wasn't one, but we have not had any information come in here to say that there was anything on the ground. I'm glad you still love me. Oh, man. There is a lot going on, but you know what? That's the job I signed up for. Yeah, Lafayette, Misty, they had some very strong storms, and we are continuing to see those moving to the east and southeast. But still, even at this moment, Lafayette is still under some very strong thunderstorm seas. So we're not, the line does cross through a lot of Tennessee counties now and diminishing, but you go down into Georgia and we still have some issues going on here, right through this area here. That includes Walker County, even Whitfield, Murray, Gordon, DeKalb, Jackson getting out of that. And then the ones up here in Tennessee, lightning is decreasing, the storms are weakening. But still, these can be very loud. Not too much lightning down with the storms in North Georgia, even though the intensity of the rainfall is still very high. Casey, well, thank you for that update. Of course, it's one of those things that, if it didn't happen at your house, it could have happened somewhere else, a tornado. But in Old Fort, I have not heard any confirmation or any word other than there was someone had maybe reported that there was one on the ground, but I have had no confirmation of that. Heading to Atlanta, Penny. Of course, as you go farther south, but by 1 o'clock, I would think that a lot of the rain would be ending or have ended between here and Atlanta. In Tunnel Hill, you still could catch a stronger cell. It's, but a lot of it has ended here. I mean, the real strong storms. So let me light up some what warnings we now have that I see. So this was just issued. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until, again, it's an update, not just issued. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:15 for Cherokee, Eastern Polk, and Southern Monroe counties. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 12 miles east of Etowah to 13 miles west of Murphy to 6 miles east of Ducktown to 7 miles north of Morganton, moving east at 70 miles per hour. You don't see that too often in a weather warning.
Okay.
And then our other warning that we will light up here again. This was issued just a few minutes ago, and it covers a lot of places. Okay. Peachtree City or Atlanta issued this warning: severe thunderstorm warning for Towns, Lumpton, Gilmer, White, Union, Fannin. Most of those counties a little bit farther south from our viewing area, but it still is indicating and showing you that we still have some storms that are very close by in some cases here, depending on where you live, of course. So it won't be too long. And these two warnings that I see will have expired. Now, I do have another. Let's do this. Let's look at some future track data and see how things are showing up as far as a little later on today, because we had a few questions about people wanting to do a little traveling later or have some things to do. I certainly do want to be able to help you with that. So here we are at 8 a.m., which is an hour from now. And it's still, really, you have to realize that the rainfall we're seeing here is between 7 and 8 and how they measure, how much rain has fallen in that hour. So there's between 7 and 8. It kind of shows up kind of like what we're seeing. And then we go to 9 o'clock. Still got it going on in some places. 10, 11, starting to get clear of our area, but still some heavy rain at times. And then at midday and after, things really move off very quickly. And because of that, at 3 p.m., we could even see some sunshine. So between that question between now and Atlanta, if you're leaving at 1 o'clock, there's still, you might catch up to some rain, but it seems like that you would have a pretty dry trip unless that slows down. Sherry, we had one last night at my house that was very brilliant, the lightning, and did shake the house. We've had that a couple times this week. Summer watches, there is a little bit of a delay. They wait to be sure that the worst of the weather has passed through, and then they will end those watches early. And for Bradley County, I would suspect that's going to be happening.
What's your status right now? Done for the day?
No, I'm here till 8.
Doing 8. Is 8 all done?
So with that in
I'm
mind,
here till 8. I'm not doing it 8. I got here late, so I have to.
Gotcha. Are you able to call around and see if there's any reports of damage, particularly Jackson County to DeKalb County?
They roll around.
Like beat calls, you know. We used to do that all the time.
I've never done that.
Okay, you
I
go to
just call
Google.
random people.
You go to Google.
so the latest warning now that just was issued again, we go a little farther south, and again, this is for an awful lot of places and mostly south of our viewing area, but it does include southern Gordon County, southern Chattooga County, and you can kind of see where that watch is. If I could get the label out of the way, and I don't think I can, but you can see the polygon here. And this area that we've been watching, this is it. This is the southern part of it, continuing to be pretty intense. Still in Walker County, it's moving a little slower back through here, but it is expected to sink into this area that includes Rome, Georgia, as we go through the day and as we go through the next couple of hours, which is going to be the key here.
I mean, they're in Chattanooga. I don't know. We have it
I'm saying
just for dayside.
we just need to do call around to see if we've got serious issues in various kinds of just to check. So, sorry.
Sherry Bush, Sherry Smith Bush. I'm sorry to hear about your puppy. They do they cling to you like a dryer sheet, and 100-pound dryer sheet. That is interesting. We have a 90-pound golden retriever at home, but kind of hard of hearing, 12 years old. And so I don't think that he hears, but he doesn't seem to be worried about anything. He sees the lightning, and I'm sure he hears some of the thunder, but he's oblivious to anything that worries him like that. So Cleveland's improving, Candace, and not going to be seeing near as much lightning and thunder, that's for sure. That has kind of passed by, but we still have some rain to go. And that's going to be with you in Cleveland, maybe even for much of the morning, at least until maybe 10 o'clock or so. But as far as the severe threat, it seems to be ending or has ended. And we're just kind of waiting now on a couple of things, and that is, how long will the watch stay in effect? But the watch that includes the Georgia counties may hang around a little bit longer because this isn't moving quite as fast to the southeast as the ones in the Tennessee counties. And the same goes for Alabama. A little slower. I know, and I want to mention to you that if it's in cloud lightning and you still can hear the thunder, it won't show up on this map. So just because we're not seeing the lightning strikes or the lightning bolts in a particular area doesn't mean you're not hearing some thunder still and having some lightning. And we still have it, but the point is that in Hamilton County and Northwest, that looks like a much settled down version of this storm system, and not as violent at all. Because we still got thunder going here at News Channel 9. I mean, we're in Hamilton County, and so I'm not trying to say all the lightning and thunder is over with, but what I'm saying is that the part that includes the warnings and the warning criteria has likely passed us already in Hamilton County, and for those counties that we have outlined. And it's mostly north and northwest that things have been much calmer lately, but still have some thunder showers going on. And these storms down here in Georgia are still very intense and still are in Walker County, Whitfield County, Gordon County, Chattooga County. So that is still something you have to watch. And over in Alabama, too, for Jackson and DeKalb, they still have not gotten out of the wood. That's why that last watch is likely to, let me show you where the watch is again, because that can help us kind of give you an idea. So really now the watch has been decreased. We are now, it's in effect, as we were just talking about a little bit here, that we have, and it's hard to get, I can't get that to move just right now. Let me see here. I don't think I can. But just seeing here, Cherokee County is the only, and that's in North Carolina. None of the Tennessee counties are in the watch any longer, apparently. At least, the watch. But we still have the watch where it's moving through a little slower, and that's in Northeast Alabama and North Georgia. Our counties are.
This is what we do, and it's one of our most important jobs to keep people safe. There are people tuning in all the time. Yep. I will tell him that. I will share that feedback with him. I appreciate you watching this, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
So apparently we do have, still this watch in effect, and it may take a little longer. It's going to take a little longer for that to expire. I mean, I say expire, but it is something that is going to definitely take a little more time. But it may not last until, we have part of that watch that you're seeing here until 11. Most of it is either at 11 Eastern, and then they issued another watch that extended through the North Georgia counties, and that's in effect till 1. I don't think it'll last till 1 o'clock. Flash floods in Tunnel Hill, looking better now. A lot of people without power, I see. Yeah, David Glenn was on all night until 3 o'clock, and nobody does this better than he does. It's a hard act to follow. I tell him that every time I see him. Megan, thank you for that. I grew up too, but at a later stage. Rossville Boulevard has, Valerie says, some flooding by the McDonald's there. You know, the thing about this is even after, you know, the strongest wind and the strongest rain and the most lightning passes you, you can still get these power outages because there might be a tree limb that falls in the wake of storms. And so, you know, there's still danger there even after it has ended the wet part of it. And you still can get some runoff in some roads that can create some flash flooding. So it's not always just an immediate action. It's not always just, okay, we're going to have this as it's going on. Sometimes even afterwards, you can have a little bit of that.
Newsroom, this is Dan. Can I help you?
So here's radar again, and you know, kind of the same story. We are seeing this area of rain to the south, just now getting out of Walker County. It looks like took a little while to do that, but there's still some moderate to heavy rain going on.
This just in.
Yes.
We just got an automated recording, and you may have too if you live in Hamilton County, from Hamilton County Schools saying that they remain on a 2-hour delay. Hamilton County Schools was on a 2-hour delay last night. They just called an automated message saying that they are still on a 2-hour delay. So if all of you are wondering if they're going to end up canceling schools in Hamilton County, it does not look that way right now at 7:13 a.m.
Okay.
Back to you, Bill.
Why, thank you, Dan. Thank you for that. And of course, not expecting to see any more warnings for Hamilton County, but we still have a good deal of rain that is going to fall. You can see on radar here up towards Chattanooga, Hamilton County, that we still have that going on. And, you know, it's not just light rain. And we have to just kind of watch that in case it wants to strengthen a little more. But, you know, my feeling is it's just going to be some heavy rain at times. Not nearly as volatile as what we had moved through earlier and what moved through last night. So we've really had two periods of showers and storms. This one today was way back in Missouri yesterday evening and has just made steady progress towards us. But that was behind the first round of showers and storms that we had. It's Loud by Bradley High School. So, I appreciate all the comments. I really do. I'm not throwing out bait for comments. Everybody's got a flavor they might like, you know, better than another, and I totally get it. So we have showers, storms now pretty much centered up along in Chattooga County over to Gordon County. That seems to be some of the heavier rain that we're seeing. Right in here. Then you had this area that was pretty strong. It's kind of been moving more south here lately. Still in DeKalb County, though, and still some strong showers, a few thunderstorms there. But we have thunderstorms going on, in general, still in this area here. It's just not in reaching severe limits, at least not right now, across the Tennessee counties. Janice, I was very scared of thunderstorms growing up. At night, I really was very scared of lightning when it flashed outside. I even had to have ask my parents to get me some curtains, and they call them blackout curtains now. I don't remember what they were. All I know is we bought some curtains. I'll never forget it. We went to the mall, as it was then, and picked out some curtains that would not, that the lightning wouldn't shine through or wouldn't be able to be seen as easily. And so I always thought that was really kind of my parents to understand my fear of that. Now, as I, got older, obviously things changed a little bit as far as that's concerned. I really don't worry too much about it now, but I finally relieved my fear of lightning at night when, like 2 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. It was not too long after when I got into teenage years and such, but I remember very vividly being very scared of it. My mother was too, and when I became interested in weather, then she came to me to help her as far as, I guess she thought, even though I hadn't gone to school for any weather courses or anything yet, because I was still in junior high school, she thought maybe that I could help her, let her know when thunderstorms were headed. I still see some lightning outside here. It might not have been lightning. Might have been a reflection I saw. It's raining hard here. Still got thunder. And that's part of this yellow coloring here that we're seeing some more of the heavier rain and some thunder as well. So we're going to probably have to wait for this to pass before, we get completely out of that. But still, since they did drop the watch for a lot of counties, this was the main area that was of concern. Let me check my messages. Let's see here. I'm seeing a message here. This is what I was kind of looking for, that the tornado watch for Georgia, at least parts of Georgia, has been lifted. Let's go back to our tornado alert page and we'll see if that has been updated. Well, a little bit has changed. They've taken out a few counties: Whitfield, Catoosa, Walker, and Dade. Now, some of the watch that was issued earlier that ended at 11 o'clock included Dade County in Georgia. That's expired. They haven't taken out the Alabama counties yet. And that's because, as we saw a minute ago, it's taking a little longer to move out. Janice. That's terrible news. I'm so sorry about that. Um, man, I'm surprised that we don't hear more of that. And maybe it happens, we just don't hear about it. But uh, the death of two horses. That's very. Or two deaths. I'm sorry. I see now. I thought that said it's houses, but yeah, your home was hit, and that's sad. But yeah, it seems our dogs are sometimes more afraid than the kids. They, man, they can. It's a serious problem for dog owners, and I'm sure for cat owners too. Um, my cats don't seem bothered at all by it, but I'm not sure that that's completely the case. They may just be hiding their feelings a little bit better. I don't think there's any other confirmed tornadoes, any touchdowns, except perhaps the one in Scottsboro. And that, I think, is still got to be examined. The sky looked like Christmas lights last night. It did. Looks like they continue to cancel some of these counties, but I have Walker, Whitfield. Let's see what else. Catoosa, Walker, Whitfield. That's what we were seeing here. And then from the previous watch, Dade. So this is accurate as it stands right now. This is where the tornado watches are still in effect. We'll go back to radar here. This particular warning, let me click on it here. The one down in North Georgia. There's actually two down there and to the south. This is in effect until 7:45, so another 20 minutes. And then we have another that's in effect until the bottom of the hour. But that's for Cherokee County, Alabama, which is really considered outside our viewing area. But we still wish the best to them. So those, I believe, those are the only two warnings we have left. But that leading edge of storms is still got some time to get through there. But it is moving a little bit quicker now. The area up here is some heavy rain. There is still some lightning and thunder with that, but nothing severe is being corralled as far as data is concerned there. Tammy, I'm not sure where you are located. It kind of depends where you're located. But as far as when this whole thing is over with, I'm thinking by 2 or 3 o'clock, it should have passed through all of our counties that you're seeing here. Joshua, thank you for the kindness. Sabrina, the easiest way to submit videos or pictures is to go to what we call our chime in page. And if you go to our front page of our website, our main page, and you go to the menu where they call the hamburger menu and click on that, you'll see chime in right there in that main menu. You hit chime in, and then you just follow the directions. And so that's the easiest way to do it. And then we're sure to get it. And you don't have to go through with sending a note that says, separate note says it's okay for you to use this, but you do have to acknowledge that it's okay for us to use the pictures to post them. We have been steady at about 2,400 people on the feed. It's a lot of people. The next thing I'm really looking for and kind of waiting on is for them to decide when they're going to let this watch expire. Obviously, it's not going to be immediate because we still got some strong storms and still got a couple warnings up down in Georgia and Alabama. Now, once those expire, we might see a little change. One of those warnings is going to disappear off the map here in a minute. And let's see, in about 45 seconds. It's raining heavy outside. If I could take you out there, I would, to show you, but I can't. Hey, Austin. Hey, it's good to hear from you. Brendan, I'm sorry that it makes you feel that way. And like I say, I have experienced that myself. We are looking at radar. This is just the overview. Still a large coverage area of rain and some thunderstorms. And even where you don't see if you have been noticing the lightning strikes that move along with it, there are fewer of them. And that's telling me that there's at least some weakening of the storms as they go along. There goes one of the warnings that was in Alabama. So Alabama is now free of any warnings. And we got 15 minutes for this one in Georgia, which makes sense because they still have some of the stronger storms in that area. From about Rome to Tate and a little south of Calhoun, but still in southern Gordon County, that warning. And the one I'm talking about is this polygon right here. And just to double check, is 7:45. Here's Dan Lear.
This just in, Bradley County schools and Cleveland City schools are closed today. Bradley County, Cleveland City, just both announced they are closed.
All right.
More, you can see our full list of closings and delays at newschannel9.com.
Yes. Yeah.
Back to you, Bill.
Well, thank you, Dan. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's not too hard to find those. And in fact, is the alert back up, Dan? Well, Dan had to go to speak to someone else. Sometimes, and I'm not certain it was back up or not, we had maybe a little technical issue, but up at the top of the screen of our website, sometimes we'll have like a radar alert. And within that, there's a link to the school closings. So that may, and also one of our first stories on the front page of the website is about school closings. So if that helps you out, there's a big list of delays and closings, mostly delays, but we're not done yet. And at last report, Hamilton County 2-hour delay, but it is still raining pretty hard here. And so, I'm not, I'm, and it's definitely increasing in some intensity as far as the heaviness of the rain, not just a light rain anymore. And we are getting a little thunder, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're headed toward any more warnings. Now, I will say this. It may not be a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, but it could be a flash flood warning with the rain continuing like this. So there's that to contend with as well, because the roads and are getting a lot of runoff by this time. And so I would say that is something that we have to stay in touch with. I got someone looking at me like I'm in the zoo here. Let's see here. I want to take this off the screen for you. So I would call it moderate rain for many, even some heavy rain. We have all intensities of rain, I think, on the radar: light, moderate, heavy, and even some thunderstorms, which again kind of takes me back to the thought that we may, turn our attention more to the possibility of some flash flooding on the roads this morning for the morning commute. We still haven't really reached prime time of that. And so another 10 minutes, we will have the warning that is in part, very southern parts of our viewing area expiring. There is another warning, but it's even farther south. And another warning looks like it has been issued. Let's take a look at that. This is for mostly counties, again, to the east of our typical viewing area. But that's a severe thunderstorm warning. It includes Gilmer County and several counties, actually, but it includes central Gilmer and Fannin County and Union County. So that was issued. That's been out there for a little while, though. And that expires at the top of the hour. Just been kind of a long, that warning was issued for an hour. So I was thinking that it had come in as a new warning. It was still there. I'm hearing talk, and I'm nothing necessarily official about it, but I am hearing talk about power lines being down, that they are working on those things. And so power outages are still going to be an issue here this morning and will continue to be for a little while. So it's 7:36 now, and our next critical time will be at, I believe, 45 after. And that's when we may see the warning to the south in Georgia come off the board, should. And the one that we were just talking about comes off at 8 o'clock. So that'll still be on there. Some very heavy rain continuing. I'd say moderate rain at this point here at the news channel. Don't think we have any. If it's not on our list, you know what? I'm going to pull up that list of school closings so I can help you out a little more about that.
Right, I did let Bradley first and then Cleveland. So if you don't see Cleveland, I promise you that's going to show up in just a couple of minutes. I went in and made sure that we let our folks know.
So just stand by a moment and I'll.
We're also live streaming here in the newsroom. I personally just went over and announced that as well. So we're doing our best to get the word out.
Let's see what we can find out here.
You're very welcome. You stay dry and stay safe.
Closings. Like on my phone, I just called up newschannel9.com and it came right to the weather alert and told us more. Now, as far as Murray County schools, we have them down as closed today, if that's what you're asking about. You just had, Bonnie, you just asked any news on Murray County. I'm not sure if you were talking about, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if you were talking about schools or just in general with the weather. Catoosa County schools, you know that's a tough one to close. Let's see. They're delayed 2 hours. Harrison always seems to have outage issues, Hunter. I'm not sure about that, but I'm going to take your word for it.
That's the expected. They're all really busy. So, yeah, and take those in the seats.
A lot of talk about the schools being open or closed, and I understand. Yes.
Hi there.
Hello, Dan Lear.
So the Hamilton County, sorry, this is Dan Lear. You don't see me on camera much. The Hamilton County 911 page has just tweeted that they are being, quote, inundated with 911 calls about trees down and wrecks. So it is a very busy morning. And as I said a little bit earlier, if you can stay off the roads right now, you should. Let those emergency crews have as little traffic as possible to deal with. Another thing that we want to stress, don't call 911 to report that your power is out. They need to keep those lines open for folks who are in dangerous, life-threatening situations. So if you have a downed power line, yes, call 911. If your power just goes out, please do not call 911. Check with your power company. Usually your power company has a website that shows what the outages are, and you should presume that the crews are coming to work on that. We are also getting some photos from folks in weather. One of them was taken behind the wheel of a moving vehicle. We love to get your storm photos, but we want you to be in a safe place, and we want you to not be behind the wheel of a moving vehicle. Your safety is more important than sending us a photo to share. So that's public service announcement.
Yes.
And that's all I got. I'm working on getting more. I've been getting a bunch of viewer photos posted on newschannel9.com. So if you want to go check those out, and you can learn how you can submit your own.
Yeah, we had a couple questions about how to submit. So I sent them to the Chime In page.
That's right. In fact, if you wanted to call that page up, there's quite a few new things there if you wanted to share.
Yes.
So are you doing okay?
I'm doing good.
Great. You're doing a fantastic job as usual.
Yes. Well,
thank you for keeping us safe, Bill. And
Yes.
I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. Yeah. He'll get his pay later. He's my agent. I have always said Dan Lear is my agent because he always has nice things to say about me, but not always deserved. We have continue to wait here until 45 after and see if this one warning drops out. We'll still have one up there. And actually, you'll see two, but one that's a little more in our viewing area that's above the one in Georgia. And it's in Georgia as well, actually. So we're waiting. Let me see what I'm missing here from you guys. Sorry about that. Well, Catoosa County is still going to have rain for, a little while. I mean, a couple hours at least. It's really a matter of, there's two things at work. Number one, when is the severe weather threat ending? And I think it has for Catoosa County. When the rain ends is a whole different story, because we could have light to moderate rain, up until midday even. But that is not expected to be severe. Well, Letitia, we've mentioned several times, but in case you did not hear yet, that we had a 2-hour delay for Hamilton County. That's the last we heard. Let me double check our page here just to make sure. I certainly don't want to give you something wrong there. Yeah, it's delayed 2 hours.
Back up to about 16,000 power outages for EPB.
So EPB is now reporting 16,000 outages across their service network. And in 1 minute, one of these warnings is going to drop off the screen. And I suspect it will not be extended. We'll see. And let's see, we got just hit 45 after. There goes that warning. So that has ended. Now we really just have one more warning that includes parts of the viewing area that we cover, and that's Fannin County and even Gilmer County. You could consider that sometimes in our viewing area, depending. That particular warning's in effect until the top of the hour. And then after that, we're really pretty much free of warnings. Although, just so you don't think that I don't see it, I understand that we still have some issues as far as some of this very heavy rain and lightning going on across the southern parts, the very extreme southern part of the viewing area. And that's pretty much ended. I was noticing up towards McMinn County a few lightning strikes, again, kind of regenerating a little bit. And if we go a little farther out, we can see how far back this rain goes. But remember, a lot of this is moving south. Some of it is moving east. And we have to watch for that in case that starts to come back into our area. There was a comment earlier that it looked like maybe to the west that some of these storms out here could make it back in. And again, it's mostly like they have had some storms, but it's now been reduced some to just looks like rain and some thunder showers, but not severe. There's no warnings for any of these. But that's why I say we still have a lot of rain to go here this morning. Now this afternoon things will improve considerably. "153 is closed near Academy." Yeah, Somerville will still have some rain. Have some rain most of the morning. Severe weather, not so much. I'm glad when you guys can help each other get information. That's nice. I'm just looking through your comments here. Just to make sure we're going to have rain most of the morning for a lot of us, and then things will get drier this afternoon. I think our tornado chances have ended. But we still got some thunderstorms out to the west that we have to watch for. It's going through Huntsville right now. You can see that on the radar if you are indeed looking at it. If we get any other word about Hamilton County schools, of course, or any, there's a lot of delays. You can check our website, of course, is probably the fastest way for you to get the information. I'm on that right now myself, kind of checking out the latest. Yep. Hamilton County is on a 2-hour delay, as we've been saying. Nothing new on that. Hmm. So we're just kind of just kind of holding on here. Looks like that the other warning has been canceled early. So really we don't have any warnings in effect at this point for our viewing area. But still just some, light to moderate rain and still some thunder being heard. I am going to take, with the warnings now having expired, going to take a little break from here, check on Ryan, make sure that everything's going on okay for him, and see if he needs anything, and then likely be back here in a short period of time to continue our updates. But the good news is that the warnings have finally ended for our viewing area, and we still have light to moderate rain, but it looks like the severe threat has pretty much come to a close now. Still have to watch out there to the west of us. There still are a couple of warnings. I see one warning anyway. But again, it's pretty isolated, and that's west of Huntsville, and would likely be diminishing once it gets into our air. But anyway, we're going to take a break, and we will come back. Remember, as far as the school, remember about the school closings. They are on our website, and that is something that you can go to for the latest updates. We're getting to the point now where the buses have probably picked up an awful lot of students by now, and so I would be surprised unless something more happens that would cause a closing of a school, that where we stand is where we may be. But stand by, and we'll, I encourage you to watch Ryan on Channel 9 right now, and he's on Fox Edition, and that's 9.2 on your digital television, or Fox Chattanooga in your guide. And we shall be back with you with an update.